Offset function returns a reference to a range cell which is up or down by given number of rows and right or left by given number of columns from a given source reference. We can also adjust the height and width of given reference. That means we can change the shape of reference at destination. Let's look at the syntax. It has 5 arguments and out of these 2 are optional, height and width. Here row and column number can be negative for left and upward reference, but height and width can't be negative. Now let's understand it using some examples. Let's straight away move to the exercises. First, we want to return value of a cell which is 3 rows down and 2 columns right of cell C3. Let's put the formula as equals to offset the cell C3, which is the reference point, the row is third and the second column. Here we have given the source cell reference as C3, the third column and the second row, and we have got the desired answer. It has returned the value of cell E6. Height and width are blank because there is no need to change the shape of the original reference. Let's understand it manually. Let's see how the cells have moved. So we'll go to C3. According to the question, we were to move 3 rows down, 1, 2, 3, and 2 columns right, 1, 2. Hence we have got the value as 22. Moving to the next, second one is similar. Here the source cell reference is D11 and the row number is -4. Minus because movement is upward and the column number is 1. So we'll simply put the formula as equals to offset the cell reference as D11, the row number is -4 and the column is 1. Press enter, and in this case also the movement of cells has occurred similar to the previous case. Let's move to the third one. Here we'll work with the height and width argument also. So in this case the source reference is C5 and we need to move down by 2 rows and right by 1 column. After that we'll expand to 4 rows and 2 columns. Let's first understand the function manually. I said the source reference is C5. Let's go to C5 and we need to move 2 rows down, 1, 2, 1 column right, and from here the cell will expand to 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2 columns, 1, 2. So if we look at the offset function will return us this range. So if we'll apply average function with the offset function, we'll get the average value of this range, and the average value that we're expecting, it should be 14. Let's see. So we'll write formula as equals to average bracket offset the cell reference C5, the number of rows 2, column 1, height 4 and width 2. It's quite simple. Let's press enter. We have got exactly the same value as we were expecting. Here we looked at the basic use of offset function. Offset function can also be used to look up values to the left and dynamic range definition. I suggest you to practice it more so that you can gain expertise on it. Moving to the next function, which is indirect. This function is used to create a reference of a cell or range based on string or cell input. Here we can input address as a string, so we can manipulate address of cell or range at runtime. It may depend on the value of another cell also. This can also be used to define dynamic ranges. Let's look at some examples. Here we have 2 columns. One is employee code and name. Now let's say we want to access cell B2. Then we'll type equals to B2 and we'll have the value of B2. If we have a cell address B2 available in another cell, like here in B2 in cell F2. Now to access value of B2, we can write equals to indirect F2. Press enter. Now let's look how does this function has worked. It first went to F2, then read the address and returned the content of cell B2 in the cell F3. Let's change B2 to B4 and you can see the answer has also changed. By this we come to an end of this module as well as the video. So in this module we discussed all the various types of functions. I would recommend you to practice these functions more so that you get to know more about them, and in case you face any kind of difficulties while working on these functions, feel free to get in touch with us. Thank you.